Whether you're on foot, a bike, or horseback, there are a lot of ways to explore the Boise foothills.
But when an emergency happens, it's the Boise Fire Department's dive and rescue team that has to deploy, and they use e-motorcycles to do it. KTVB's Cooper Morgan joins us now. And Cooper, they ran actually into an issue the other day, right?
Yeah, Justin and Morgan, Sunday actually, the 21st, they actually had an incident where they were responding to an emergency. A fireman was responding to an emergency, and he actually was rolling up next to a mountain biker, and that mountain biker actually blocked his path, thinking that it was a dirt bike, something that cost them crucial time in the response time.
When you're miles from the nearest road, getting help fast can be the difference.
That's sort of our response mode. I guess moving aside and letting us pass any second potentially can save a life.
But recently, on one call up Crestline Trail, a rider who didn't recognize the fire department's e-motorcycle stepped in and blocked the trail.
There was an individual on the trail who was upset with what they thought to be a person on a dirt bike on the hill.
The firefighter had to slam on the brakes and lay the bike down, delaying his response time. These are electric motorcycles, bright red with fire department decals, loaded with medical gear and lights. Boise Fire has been using motorcycles for years, but just recently switched to electric.
To stop the noise pollution, to be quieter, to be more respectful for the trails. You'll see us up in the foothills. We get a handful of emergencies every year, ranging broken bones, bumps, scrapes, bruises, all the way to true life-threatening emergencies.
Boise Fire uses e-motorcycles to weave through the trail system and reach patients that ambulances simply can't.
Mountain bikers with a concussion, broken wrists, broken legs, cardiac arrests.
Not a big fan of the e-bikes.
Rider Tim Donahue has been on these hills since the 70s, before the e-bike wave, before the trails were even named. And he gets the concern with high-powered vehicles on the trails, especially since recreational e-bikes aren't allowed on certain trails.
I've commented to a few people, not, aggressively or anything, just mentioned, hey, I don't think those are allowed on this trail,
But he's also seen a handful of emergency situations himself. And he says whether it's a gas-powered ride or electric, for rescue, it's worth it.
I say bring them in, go help people. Yeah, no problem with that.
Firefighters say that's exactly the mindset they're asking for. Protect the trails, but give them the right of way when lights are flashing and helmets are high vis.
We'll respond a lot quicker. And so our message to the general public is we're out there to help and get to the emergency as quick as possible.
Now again, they're using those e-motorcycles starting a couple of years ago since they switched over from normal motorcycles. But just overall, so far, they use them to get on these trails and to help people when they're in danger, guys.
Yeah, awesome, Cooper. Yeah, so if you see the firefighters on those, get out of the way.